Alright guys, I'm going to show you my pizza making process with some footage I got at the market. You'll see some of me and some of Parker, and I'm going to give him a little bit of critique that he's more than capable of handling as he is becoming a fantastic pizzaiolo. I feel like Mr. Miyagi working with him. First things first, keep the dough circle. If it starts circle, it's easier to make it end circle. So be careful getting it out of the tray or container. I make sure both sides get into rice flour that's kind of hidden right there. Whatever bench flour you want to use is good. I do recommend a nice fine white rice powder. I'm keeping it nice and circle. I'm giving it a bath on the porous side, and then I'm degassing. You can see I drew a line in the middle, and I'm degassing out towards the end to start the cornicione. And then I'm going to flip it, draw that line again, and I'm going to go degas to the outside. I do this usually once per side of the dough, but you can do this as many times as you want. You can flip it again, do it again and again and again if you want. Right here, I'm just kind of showcasing the wall. I knew I was going to do this footage. This is like a New York tactic to make like a defined crust. It is, in my opinion, obsolete if you can table stretch well, and I've proven that a lot in my career at Bronx House, but I do want to show it because people like to learn it. Here's table stretching. My left hand is kind of planted. I'm using a lot of my fingertips. I'm using my middle finger through pinky, not really my pointer. One hand's planted and one hand's kind of stretching right inside of that cornicione. And here's the Neapolitan slap. One hand is planted, the other is pulling. Again, I'm stretching right inside of that cornicione. I'm always catching it where I pass it to. It takes a lot of practice. You got to do it slow and you'll get it. That's the New York slap, where I'm kind of making sure my hand's on the top half of the dough while turning it about 45 degrees. And then when I set the far side away from me and come back just like that. And then you dress your pizza. And the pizza that I like has a thin crust like this with a nice airy cornicione. Not a whole bunch of sauce, not a whole bunch of cheese, but good integrity, good balance of everything, good ingredients. That's what I think makes a great pizza, not just bribing people to like it by throwing on a ton of sauce and cheese. Now you watch this shake. Since I saw that move, I'm comfortable to move on to this step, which is where I stretch the pizza out more. I have a portion of the dough between my pointer finger and middle finger, and the other between my thumb and ring finger. And between making sure I had a good bath of that dough and every other step, we got a nice one-shot launch here. Here I'm degassing again. I'm flipping, degassing again on the other side. Then I'm going to flip it over and get a nice table stretch. And again, you'll see my left hand's planted, my right hand is stretching right inside of that cornicione. And you can see how my hand kind of makes a curve of the pizza. And then again with the Neapolitan slap, my right hand is planted, my left hand is pulling. And do this slow, get the hang of it before trying to do it fast like me. I did it really slow till I got it really good, and it just sped up naturally over time. Then I do a few of the New York slaps and move to the boxer, where one hand stays still and the other hand pulls, and it kind of bounces to where I get the next portion I need to stretch. And then again, I will set the pizza with the far side away from me. I'll move some bench flour out of the way to make sure I don't get a bunch on the bottom of the pizza. And here I am dressing it again. Some beautiful margaritas. Got Parker on the ovens, and we kind of just switch off throughout the gig, save both of our energy as we still go into another place. See that movement? I know it's going to move into the oven as soon as I see that. Again, that stretch is an important tactic to learn. I'd really look at what my hands are doing here. It can help you make a bigger pie without 16 steps. And here we go, launching another pie. Bada bing, bada boom. Here we go, we got Parker being nice and gentle with the dough, keeping it nice in circle, giving it a bath. He's got another one for the order, so he's grabbing a second one, keeping it nice and gentle, getting a nice bath of that flour. And he's going to degas it. Here I am right next to him doing the same thing. Going to get into that table stretch. the Neapolitan slap. And you can see he's got a nice fluid movement with it because he's not trying to go too fast. He's just doing it nice, and he's getting faster every day. And there he goes with the box. And then what I'm not a fan of is when he drops it, he sets it away like that. It's not wrong. I just think it's easier to be more accurate when you set the far side down and come back to you. Also because the pie won't shake as much, leading to shrinkage. And we all know Seinfeld. So here he goes. And I think this dough was sitting on the table for a while. I cut it out, and he realized, he said, wow, that's not going to move. Get a little more bench flour, a little more confidence. Yep, he saw a nice little move as soon as you got it on the peel. And now he's ready to go. Doesn't even have to worry about it or think about it. One shot, boom. And here's another dough I'm grabbing. Again, just trying to make sure it's circle, clean, delicate grab. Giving a bath to that bench flour, degassing, flipping, degassing. And then I'm going to flip and do a table stretch. I'm making sure I got enough bench flour to use. There's no reason to be shy with it up until the moment you start to set the pizza and make the pizza. Got that Neapolitan slap to the New York slap. Now here's the boxer. And I should rest it on my arm, you'll see, and I try not to rest it so it hangs too much, and then I wipe some of that bench flour away, leaving just what I need to get a confident launch. Setting the far side away from me and coming back, and then I will again dress the pizza, and we go through the rest of this little pop. I'll show you a little sped up version of what happens for the next little while, but that's basically it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this helped some point, someone, somewhere. If there's anything you're struggling with, just leave it in the comments, and I'd love to help you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned in. Bye.